Okay, let's unpack this. We're doing a deep dive today into something that's, well, it's really reshaping things for anyone just starting their career.
Yeah, we're talking about the impact of artificial intelligence on job opportunities for young people.
Exactly. And we've got some interesting insights here pulling from a VN Express Today report, some analysis from Business Insider, and also data from the International Labor Organization.
And the goal here, our mission in this deep dive, is really to synthesize all that, to cut through the noise and figure out what these sources are telling us about the challenges.
And the adaptations needed, especially for Gen Z navigating this new job market.
Think of it as trying to get to what's really important here.
Right. And here's where it gets, well, particularly interesting. We keep hearing AI brings massive efficiency. Good for business, sure.
Uh-huh. The bottom line loves it.
But what does that actually mean for someone, say, fresh out of university, looking for that first job, that first step?
That's the core question, isn't it? And our sources help us explore that.
What really stands out looking across these reports is just how fast AI is automating tasks. The kind of tasks that used to be the bread and butter of entry-level jobs.
Yeah, the VN Express report, it has some really vivid examples. One person they interviewed mentioned AI generating outputs now that used to take a human, what, 10 times longer? Yeah.
Annually, 10 times. I mean, that's a huge change for businesses. We heard from a Fu Ho, he's 24, studied marketing.
Okay.
He said he spent months learning complex analysis tools, like 4 university credits worth of time.
Right, a significant chunk of his studies.
And now he just uploads data to an AI, it analyzes it, pulls insights, makes reports, spreadsheets, charts, everything in under 3 minutes.
Wow.
And he even admits sometimes it does it better than he could.
And that speed, that capability, it directly hits the demand for people doing those tasks. Business Insider points this out too.
How so?
Well, they say it's a combination. You've got this AI efficiency gain plus the sort of unstable economy right now. And that mix is really shrinking the pool of entry-level roles for new grads, especially in fields like, tech, finance, consulting.
So those foundational tasks, basic coding, processing documents, data entry, maybe some initial accounting stuff.
Exactly. The things young people did to get their foot in the door, gain some experience.
A lot of that can just be handled by AI now. And Business Insider also mentions employers are, well, they're favoring candidates who already have specific skills.
Or they just implement an AI solution instead.
Uh,
Why invest time and money training a new grad from scratch if the AI can do it, or if you need someone already skilled?
yeah, and the personal stories from the VN Express report, they really bring home the human side of this.
Mm-hmm.
Take Lei Chi. Graduated 3 years back, marketing degree. He's applied to like 20 places in his field. Still no job.
3 years is a long time to be looking.
Right. And he says it used to be maybe lack of experience was the hurdle, but now often it's because AI has basically taken the kind of role he'd apply for.
That's tough.
He made a really striking point. Companies that maybe hired 4 or 5 people for certain tasks before, now they just need one person.
One person who knows how to use the AI.
Exactly. One person leveraging the technology.
That is a huge shift in hiring needs, and it's not just one sector, is it?
No, not at all. Uri Lin, she's 25, works in QC quality control or admin support. She feels this constant insecurity.
Understandable.
Even though her current company still uses people for her tasks, she sees friends in software.
Uh-huh.
Their companies are automating quality checks directly with AI. No need for a human QC person anymore.
Ooh. Yeah, that really highlights the displacement possibility.
So it brings us to this really critical challenge for young job seekers, right? If those traditional entry points, the basic repetitive tasks, if they're vanishing.
Then what's the path? How do you get that initial experience? The sources suggest AI is hitting roles like data statistics, simple transactions, basic accounting, receptionist, data entry. Pretty hard.
And on top of competing with AI, they're also up against more experienced workers for the jobs that do still need a human touch.
Right. Chi mentioned that too, didn't he? For roles like accounting, where you still need real human expertise.
Yeah.
Companies are often hiring seasoned pros,
Mm.
maybe people in their 30s or 40s who can handle the whole job immediately.
Instead of bringing in fresh grads who need that foundational training, experience becomes the deciding factor.
And the scale of this.
Yeah.
It's a global challenge. The ILO report from August 2024 really underscores this.
What did it find?
It paints a picture where unemployment rates for educated young people in developing countries are like 2 to 3 times higher than in wealthier nations.
2 to 3 times higher. Wow.
And worryingly, over 1 in 5 people under 30 with a university degree in low and lower middle income countries, they're unemployed.
1 in 5. That's huge.
Yeah. And the report even found something kind of counterintuitive.
Mm.
In some of these countries, young university graduates might actually be more likely to be unemployed than workers who only have basic education.
Huh. How does that work?
It's complex, but it speaks to a mismatch between skills and available jobs, maybe. And Vietnam's own data, cited in the report, showed only about 60% of university students found jobs within a year of graduating in 2024.
Only 60%. So 40% are still struggling a year
Oh
out.
yeah, big chunk. And Business Insider connects this globally. They report Gen Z everywhere is feeling anxious about careers.
I bet.
Their reporting suggests 62% of Gen Z globally are worried about AI's impact on jobs.
And the numbers back that fear up, don't they?
They do. Job applications submitted shot up by 21% this year compared to last. But job postings, they actually decreased by 15%.
So way more people fighting for fewer openings, intense competition.
Exactly.
Okay, so the challenge is clear. Fewer entry-level jobs because of automation, more competition from AI and experienced workers, plus these worrying unemployment stats for educated youth.
Yep, that sums up the problem laid out by the sources.
What about adapting? What are young people doing? What did the sources say works?
Well, the consensus seems to be this really pressing need for continuous learning.
Lifelong learning, basically.
Pretty much. Focusing on getting the specific skills businesses are actually asking for right now.
Not just general knowledge.
No. And crucially, backing that up, getting external certifications to prove you have those skills.
Ah, the certifications. We heard about that. Chithon, right, an IT grad.
Exactly. He saw his initial coding skills becoming, well, less valuable as AI got better.
So his 4-year degree wasn't cutting it anymore.
Apparently not on its own. To get updated, relevant knowledge and show employers he was competent, he invested over 20 million VND in an external academy certification.
20 million VND. That's roughly $800, right? A lot for a recent grad.
A significant amount.
Yeah.
And he estimates he spent maybe 40 to 50 million VND in total. That's like $1,600 to $2,000 on various certifications.
Wow. Just to boost his skills and stay competitive.
Yeah, and he's hoping these certs will help him get looked at for slightly higher level positions too, not just entry level.
That is a substantial personal cost, a financial burden just to keep up in the job market.
It really is.
It highlights how the adaptation needed now goes way beyond just, foundational academic knowledge from university.
Right. It's about actively mastering and applying the newest technologies.
And Chithon made that key point, didn't he? The goal isn't competing against AI.
No, it's learning how to use it. Use it as a tool in your own work.
To do more, faster, maybe better.
Exactly. If AI can do a task, your value comes from being the person who can skillfully direct that AI, leverage its power.
So it's not just about the what skills you have, but the how.
Yeah, it's like a meta skill.
Yeah.
Understanding how to integrate AI and other tech to boost your own productivity, tackle more complex problems that still need that human ingenuity, human oversight.
Moving up the value chain, basically. Using AI like a co-pilot, not seeing it as an adversary.
Well put. That seems to be the core message on adaptation.
Okay, so let's try and pull this all together from the sources then. The core challenge is pretty stark.
AI is rapidly automating tasks, especially those basic ones that used to be the first step on the career ladder.
Leading to fewer entry-level jobs, intense competition, even for people with degrees.
And the adaptation required. It's significant. It demands constant learning, acquiring very specific current skills.
Often through self-funded courses and certifications outside of traditional education.
Yeah, to demonstrate you're ready for this changed landscape.
And the big mindset shift needed, it's moving away from competing directly with AI.
Towards mastering technology, using AI as a powerful tool to enhance your own work.
Okay. Which really leaves us with a pretty significant question for you, the listener, to think about.
Yeah, given everything we've seen, the speed of AI development in these reports, the substantial financial cost of this constant re-education and certification that people like Chithon are facing.
What does this rapid shift actually mean for the value, the accessibility of a traditional university degree? Those multi-year programs.
Especially for young people entering the workforce right now. Is that traditional path still the best preparation? And, is this burden of adapting to accelerating technology, is it falling unfairly, disproportionately on the newest generation?
Something definitely worth considering.